Well, I got another unique patch in. Actually, it's from Russian Patches, from the Russian Federation. It's going to go up there. That's going to be my only rocker on the back of this jacket when I get the SCV-MC patch in, which was the Sons of Confederate Veterans Mechanized Cavalry. That's the word that's going to go over that. And the SCV-MC Mechanized Cavalry actually has the Sons of Confederate Veterans patch within it, with the Confederate battle flag emblem in it, and it's in a circle. So if people understand what it's about, it's going to have the word freedom above it, and that's a perfect size patch. Looks like a ribbon almost. Again, I got it from Russian Patches, the Russian Federation. So they got some very unique patches. I just want to point it out. Now, you can get them. It takes you a little while to get them in because they are coming from the other side of the world. You can get them with tracking numbers and all that kind of garbage, so no problem with security. Paying with PayPal and all that stuff. Finally finished up my Cooter's jacket here. I did put like I said, I put the Hagaco gasoline on there. This is the patch that came with the jacket. This is a mechanic's jacket. I'm only going to put 2 patches on this. I did put Velcro on the butt on one pocket, and the other one I did a heavy duty marine grade zipper, and one's got a Velcro. The zipper pocket doesn't quite open as much as the Velcro pocket. That's why I didn't go with both zippers. I actually got more of these zippers coming for other things. But I decided to put one more patch, put the Confederate flag on here where the sleeve is, where they have a pocket sleeve. So it's a subdued one. That's just enough for that jacket. This jacket yesterday, I showed it on my other channel. I did was, it's a concealed carry jacket. I sewed in a holster in it. So the 45 Commander 1911, the one that's like the mid-size, the one that's a little shorter than the full size, fits in there just nice. This jacket's all done. It's got the zipper pockets and all that kind of garbage. I also did the Velcro on the inside of this one. I don't think I need Velcro on this one, but I think I did. Put some Velcro on here. Well, I didn't, not yet. I will later. I don't think I need it though. It's got a big heavy snap. But this one's all done. Except maybe I'm going to put Sons Confederate Veterans patch here. That's the lifetime patch. So right now I'm in for, putting in for the lifetime. It looks like this, except it's got, a scrolly thing on the bottom which says lifetime. But these are nice patches though from Russian Patches. I was looking for a patch that was a little unique. Actually, I was looking for the word independence versus independent. Biker patches always say independent. Say, I'm an independent, I'm not in the club, so understand, right? I never saw anyone that said independence. I was thinking of freedom, independence, but whatever. Freedom's just fine because that's the flag of freedom, limited government. And, we should get together with the Russians because they've lived under communism. And I know things aren't totally free down there today, but better than it was, that's for sure. Because we're going towards communism. That's why the United States is getting all screwed up, right? And I think the oligarchs would have a lot of, understanding about what that flag means too, even the Russian oligarchs, because, one of the things they have a problem with is, the big money in the United States is aligned against anything with Confederate symbols, because the reality is it's against the revolving door between New York City, Wall Street, and corrupt Washington, D.C., where they get all the large subsidies from the government, policies in the government always help aid and abet their crony capitalism. And I know Russia's got that too, basically in a different way. But they probably, I would think some of the oligarchs would probably have some sympathy for what the Confederate cause fought for, because basically it was against, Lincoln's Marxist. I mean, that's really what the hell it was. Today Russia is, I know there's a big disparity between the ultra wealthy and the poor in Russia. I'm very much aware of that. It's even more so than the United States. But, the United States is moving towards communism. Russia's moving away from, still, even though they got the same leader in there, Vladimir Putin, and he's not perfect. It's actually better than some of the clowns we got over here. I don't want to say too much one way or the other because, I don't worship any leader, okay? But I would think that some of the oligarchs would also freaking find some sympathy for the Confederates, who had a casualty rate as high as the Russians did in World War II fighting against the Nazis. And basically, you know, the North was a type of imperialism, capitalist imperialism, not laissez-faire individual capitalist. I'm talking about big money racket where the big money's all in with the government, and the government does, you know, the politicians all do what the money says. Sounds like the United States today, you know. So I don't know, but anyway. And, you know, if you want to see how I was talking about, you know, sewing up that little holster thing in this concealed carry vest. This concealed carry vest doesn't work right if you try to put a little pistola in there. I mean, it's not going to hold it right. You got to have a holster in here. So I took out my Speedy Stitcher wall and I sewed it in there. I'm not going to sew this one on until I get the SCV MC patch. And I'm going to be getting my parts in for the bike, my motorcycle here pretty soon. I got the tires in. I don't know, I got some oil filters. I'll probably change the oil today on it with K&N filter. You know, this is all about riding with, you know, I ride with that. I haven't rode with this one yet. I rode with the one with the bigger flag on it. I always ride with the one with the bigger flag. I'm not going to be riding with the SCV MC patch unless I'm riding with other riders with that patch, because just in case, because I don't want, you know, if somebody gives me a lot of crap about. See, I got like Hagaco gasoline on there in Hazard County Garage. Another jacket, I'm going to put that patch on. I'm going to put Boar's Nest, Good Times, Good Eats, and I don't know, probably Hagaco gasoline or something. So people freaking don't have a reaction cow, because you understand, you know, it's kind of a fun thing too, besides heritage, whatever you want to call it. But I got more parts coming in for the old scooter here. I'm running a 23 tooth front sprocket in the front already. So that gears you down about, I think, 8%. It actually runs on the highway pretty damn good, right? It's got the stock 48 tooth. I just replaced that one too with a new chain, O-ring chain. I'm going to go with the 23 tooth. I'm going to keep the 23 tooth in the front. It's a new sprocket. And I'm going to put the 46 in the back. This thing will run with any of the big dogs. And it's got, even though it's a 4-speed, with that gearing, most people say, hey, it would just bog out of the line. This thing, it's a 1200. It's not just 20 over. It's got the Andrews cam, Baisley valve, some head work, the carbs all redone, and open pipes, and it pulls easy, man. So it's going to give me another like 4% maybe, 4%. Lower on the RPMs on the highway, so that's gears getting changed. I got the bearings coming for the front wheels. Of course, I got the tires. I also got the primary chain, the primary shoe kit, and the front engine sprocket, 34 tooth. Okay, and the 94. I got a diamond chain. I got the freaking I got the better quality chain. I'll be changing out the fork oil, but I get all that shit. I mean, I probably could run this thing right across country right now, but to be on the safer side, go with that. The only thing I'm going to probably do after that is I'm going to get, the next thing I would do is get the headlight that should fit in the bucket. That's a the headlight bucket, which is an LED, because the one I picked up from eBay says fits. It doesn't fit in the bucket with all the wiring in connectors. They got one, I think it's from Pathfinder, that fits like $150. And what I'll probably do after that is Zipper Performance has a clutch a trap door from the transmission. That's super heavy duty. One of the problems they have on this bike is that the clutch shell is incorporated with the stator, and if it's got under high loads, the clutch shell could get a little bit of a torque to it, and then the magnets on the clutch shell could hit the stator and destroy your charging system. Now, actually, I had that clutch shell rebuilt with different stuff. The weights were shaved down. The starter ring gear was welded to the clutch shell, and the weights were put in a basket. And I've never had a problem, but to be extra sure, I want to probably get the Zipper Performance trap door. I'm going to ask him about how you install that. I've had the trans out of this, but I never changed the trap door. And I had the trans out of this a couple times. And also, I'm going to probably put Andrew's main shaft on here. Not that I got a major problem, but the main shaft coming off this transmission is it's a little bit chewed up. It's not going to break or nothing. where the teeth go into the sprocket, because I used to beat the shit out of this bike. And, you know, Andrews makes much better crap. I'll leave all the Harley gears in it. The Transaxle's all rebuilt. It's just that they never, the main shaft wasn't really that bad. That's why it wasn't changed at the time it was rebuilt. But I'm probably going to change that and a trapdoor later on. And get that bushing from Hammer Performance for the oil pump. And probably change that with a new style oil pump and a breather system. So, not that you need it unless you're freaking racing up at their real high RPM or something, but I'll probably do all that shit later on. So there's going to be upcoming videos. The next one's coming up are probably just going to be with, you know, tire change, wheel bearing. I'm going to see if I can install grease fittings on the swing arm too. I know there's got to be a way of doing this shit. Harley Davidson's a lot of tricks that these yo-yos don't tell you, man. So, okay, Cooter's Garage, man. I'm going to print this of Cooter. I really know some shit when I can get into it. I mean, I'm pretty smart with some of this stuff I want to be, you know. Just that I got so many things I'm juggling. But I just want to point out, Russian Patches, that's the site, RussianPatches, all one word, .com. And I got this one from, I love this patch, man. It's like, it's the right color. I mean, it's got the black background with red letters. I like the way the letters are. You can see the way the font is. And it's got this scrolly stuff. It's going to fit right in here, man. So, you know, people have a cow about the freaking emblem. Oh, screw you, man. What's your freaking problem? That's because people get brainwashed by a bunch of Marxist professors in colleges, you know? They're idiots. So, anyway, it's not just about heritage. I call it Confederate honor, but it's also a fun thing. And right now, it's something where, you know, if it's unpopular and it's your thing and it's cool, do it, you know? Huh? What the hell? I mean, what the hell is this crap anyway, man? I gotta get, you know, I wish I could get Howard Stern, man. I'd like to talk to that guy. We got some fun with this shit. You know? I like him. That guy's crazy. Anyway, but, you know, some Imus or something. But, you know, the thing is, you know, when these yo-yos have a problem with something like this, and, you know, they're lying about it, I'm like, it makes me more gravitate towards it, too. Besides, I know I got genuine Confederate heritage, but I got Italian heritage. I'm half Italian. Actually, allegedly, my third great-grandfather from my mother's side, well, we didn't find this out till 2010 and 11, because we knew that my great-grandfather was Duke Albert Edward, who later became Edward VII, illegitimate. My great-great-grandfather was the illegitimate son of Duke Albert Edward. He was half Italian, though. You know, Edward used to like going out with the Italians and the French. Actually, she was Italian, but she was located in Paris. But anyway, that's another story. But it came out through the English archives, through Lord Greg Hallett, that the actual father of Edward, Duke Albert Edward, who later became Edward VII, was Lionel Nathan Rothschild. And you know what? Some of the crap in my family, it really does make sense. It does make sense. It does make sense with some of the wacky shit, accounting shit I got into with some of the people I got into. So, Lionel Nathan Rothschild would be my third great granddaddy. Although, I don't think the family would welcome me in there because I'd be like, you're that Confederate black sheep guy. You don't like you. Well, maybe they would. I don't really care, man. I'm not looking. I'm just, tell you the truth, I have no problem talking. You know, I know on the internet, everybody hates the Rothschilds. Everybody hates. I didn't even have no problem talking with Soros. I try to straighten them out. Listen to it. Listen. Confederates are the good guys. You know that? Don't you understand? We're the good guys, Soros. Anyway. He don't give a shit. He's like, how much money can I make off of this? Anyway, that's usually what they think. Can I make money off it? Well, then if I can, then it's good. That's usually what they think, man. How do I know this? Because I work for those guys all the time. That's how I know this. Anyway, over and out. Have fun. And again, this is look at their site. I mean, I'm not working for them. Maybe I'm plugging for them. But I was looking for a patch, like, you know, better patch that would go with this. You know, I said, this is perfect. Black background, red outline. It's got the cool letters on it. It's the right size. It's got the, you know, shape for the round patch. And it says the right word. So we understand that that thing up there, that means freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom. That's what that means. Don't mean what the freaking, you know, brainwashed millennials and freaking communist you freaking think, like Berkeley or something. Anyway, over now. And we're going to have some bike videos up here pretty soon. I got a lot of other projects to do. I got to work on this thing. I got to work on this thing, then move this thing after I work on this thing. But they all run. This is going to get switched over here. This is going to go over here, and I'll start using my Confederate 78 El Camino more often. And then we're going on to the bike. But the bike parts are coming in real soon. And that's going to make that bike cross-country road worthy for sure. With all that new shit in it, because the motor's been the motor was done over in a trans completely with better than Harley parts 28,000 miles ago, and it's got a lot of other new shit on it. It's got brakes, calibers, I don't know what kinds of shit, clutch cable, fucking a lot of bullshit on there is new, even though it's an older bike. There's a few things that need basic things that are not really totally screwed up, but I'd rather get them changed out before you go blasting down the highway 75 miles an hour plus, you know what I mean? Over and out.